Yo boys, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing a Assassination Rogue guide. It has been a few days or whatever since I've made a video. I am going to be working, so I'm trying to as a lot of you guys know that I have, back issues. That's why I don't stream or none of that. So, if I'm not making videos, it's probably because I'm busy and I'm not actually on, or I'm farming gold because I'm trying to get back on my main account, go to WoW 2, and then basically I have to everything I've done on here I have to basically do on my other account for the third time because I didn't even know that all of it saves other than my characters. But at least we found out. So now I had just had to manage to get gold, and unfortunately we got silenced. So on top of that, it wasn't for communication. It was because I was in LFG trying to sell carries. I never even put carries in the title, but I got it reported enough to where their bot system automatically silenced me. So I can't even use LFG, which is fine. But then I can't sell my carries because that happens. So, we back. And it's not for the reason, because the only thing I've done on this account is carries, and I don't obviously talk, trash to people I'm playing with. So it's like, and I haven't played a single solo shuffle, blitz, nothing. Nothing rated that was for real. Just literally, just twos. But let's get on to the guide here. I've talked long enough. Now we are going to be playing the fatebound build, and I personally like this better because it does feel like you have more consistency. So you have basically two builds you can run. Let me see if this is the other build. So this is the other build you can run. So this is going to be the Deathstalker build. I'll let you guys look at it here real quick, and then actually you guys can kind of I'll put both builds in the description, but I'm gonna be talking about Fatebound. I think Fatebound's great. If you're looking for more just like solo burst, you're gonna be wanting to do Deathstalker or whatever. If you're looking to have consistency, which is consistency, which you should want to play this build. This is not You're not gonna be hitting no fat 2 million venoms or nothing randomly, but you will be doing a good amount of damage, and Kyrian definitely. I feel better playing this build than I did my other build. That's straight up facts. But pretty much first we're going to be starting off with the add-ons, which is pretty much anybody that's not new here can kind of skip through this because obviously I go through this every time, mainly for the new people. So add-ons, ability team tracker, I kind of just try it, literally self-explanatory. Battleground enemies you don't have to worry about. Big debuffs, really good. It basically increases, I mean, yeah, you can literally read it right here. Details is always good because, if you're facing another Assassination Rogue and you see them doing a lot more damage than you, you can, look on check PvP, maybe copy their build. I've seen a lot of rogues hit some super fat damage. I'm like, bro, why am I not hitting that hard? And then I check their build out, and I'm like, okay, this is a nice build. So yeah, having details is really nice. Um, Diminishing returns is pretty much a DR tracker for the enemy, which you don't really necessarily need because, especially if you're running S Arena, but whatevs. Nameplate cooldown. This is basically when I look on somebody's head and it shows their cooldowns, that's the add-on that I use. So instead of having their buttons over here, I have it right on top of their head, so I don't have to I look over here and then look back and do all that. Omnibar tracks enemy cooldowns, which is basically kind of useless to be honest because I'm not really. I mean, I have nameplate cooldowns, but I guess having both of them together is actually not that bad. Omni CD, party cooldown trackers, which basically copy is basically ability team tracker, which I think is. I just get Omni CD and you'll be good. I just have both up just in case. S Arena. Now I set my S Arena like this. So let me see here. S Arena test. This is how I set mine up. So if you're looking to set it up like I have it, you can basically just copy this. I'll go through it. You can pause it and do all that stuff. So we'll go with that. We'll go with racials. I'll basically just go through each one. You can pause it and just literally copy paste what I have down. Cast bars, diminishing returns, spec icons, and then there's pretty much just you just go through and you can kind of just turn stuff off. It's pretty basic. You can also just type in Hansel's video, just type in Hansel S Arena, and he has like a year ago video that you can watch. That's basically how I basically copied his, so to a to a point, obviously. But yeah, that's S Arena, which will basically definitely benefit you. And then True GCD is basically just shows my cooldowns down here. This is really not really needed, but I use it for the viewers. So that's pretty much the add-ons. Now the macros. What do we got macros here, ladies and gentlemen? Now we only have a few. Now we're going to be going to the Deathmark. Where's that? Deathmark right here. Cast Deathmark. Use my Gladiator's badge. Use Blood Fury Racial, and then cast Thistle. The reason you cast Thistle on your burst is because you get this buff. Now it is very short, so I use it on my burst because I'm getting that mastery, even if it's for 5 seconds. You're getting 5 seconds on your burst of extra just unhealable damage. So that's the macro right here. Again, all of these will be down in the description, so don't worry if you're having trouble. I'll basically just literally copy paste it, and you'll be good to go. The Sap Macro, I have a really old school Sap Macro, but I play old school wise. Like, I don't use weak auras. I literally have the generic version of everything. I've never changed it. I've always played how I played when I first started, other than the add-ons that I have. That's basically it. So if you're looking for triple blind macros and all that, I don't do it because I think honestly I enjoy playing in a even if I'm at a disadvantage, which you will be if you're playing how I play with no buttons, with no macros, you're gonna be at a big disadvantage. So I suggest, if you're not used to doing it, then don't bother. Honestly, it's gonna be way too difficult to learn now, especially with how hard it is, like hard the game is right now. It's just you're gonna get exhausted out and you're just gonna want to quit. Again, so that's the Sap macro, that's the Deathmark macro. Again, that's really all I have for macros, literally 2 macros. So you don't really have to worry so much. Again, if I can get high rated playing with literally tab targeting, you can do it as well. You just gotta, train. It just takes time. You just gotta keep playing. Or, you just gotta keep playing. And you gotta learn the right way. So don't give up. But we're gonna be going to the next one here, which is gear. Again, my gear is terrible. Actually, my gear is not bad. I don't have any enchants. No enchants on these. I haven't even farmed it. Actually, yeah, I have. I've already farmed it. I thought it was. Yeah, again, this is early Tuesday, so it hasn't reset yet. I forgot about that. But your gear pretty much is all crafted. Again, I'll have this in the description of Naj, because Naj is like, he literally will sit there for 6 hours straight thinking about one piece of gear and seeing why that's not better. It's the most cringe thing in life, but I'm glad there's people like that do that, so I can simply copy paste what they do. So I suggest you do the same. I'll have it in the description. I'll also shout out Naj for because I'm using his check PvP. So yeah, appreciate it. But the next one we're gonna be going with is, what are we missing? Make sure we don't miss anything here. So we got the macros, we got the add-ons. Now we just need the roto, because we are trying to get the rotation ASAP. Now, if you're wondering how you're gonna do this rotation, it's very simple. At the same time, it's not. Your first rotation is basically gonna be this. If you can sap the healer, great. If they're stacked, what I want you to do is double grow both of them. As Assassination Rogue, it's very rare that you're CCing and not bleeding. Usually, you're just bleeding both, and you're basically just going whoever's lowest. It's a very easy concept, especially in solo shuffle or something like that. It's not very hard. Now, again, it is going to feel like a really big dampener, because Assassination is a dampener spec. You're not going to be sitting like a Pharaoh Druid and killing somebody like how they do it. Sure, on your burst, you're going to do a lot of damage, but otherwise, that's pretty much it. You're kind of just Pving and waiting for your burst. But pretty much all you're going to be doing, garrote him, whoever you can grow. Pretty much all 3 if you have to. Now, after you've gotten these garrotes up, what I want you to do next is I want you to get those ruptures up immediately. This is your basic thing, and you need to have these on every single person that you can hit. Now, don't go out of your way. Don't go across the map to put the bleeds on. If you have a step, great. If you need a step kick the healer and you want to put bleeds on him while you're doing that, perfect. And the good thing about this spec is, guess what? When you use a step, you have about 2 or 3 seconds to use another step. So 1 step, I get a free step. 2, I get another step, and I have 3 steps right there. So instead of having, 2 steps, you have 3, which is really insane, actually, if you use it correctly. So again, this is how your opener is going to look. So garrote, rupture. You can mutilate, rupture. Boom. You just gotten your perfect setup. After this, what I usually do is I'll preemptively get my Curian up, and At this point, depending on the situation and what you're facing, all you need to do is basically this. So you have your full bleeds up, you have full combo points. All you need to do is literally blind, kidney, Deathmark macro, shiv, and you can event them on the blue. At this point, you're literally just hitting them on the blue and resetting your, bleeds. So it's very easy. It's literally not hard. Again, make sure you prioritize. It's the same thing as stuns. Prioritize this with your blades. Now, on your burst, there's one other thing that you can do to enhance that damage, which is usually vanishing on top of it to get the silence. So what I like to do usually is after I put bleeds up. So again, it's a very easy concept. Get your full bleeds up on both targets. So again, you have full. At this point, you're just getting combo points for your kidney shot. At this point, remember this. Kidney shot off the every time it's up and you can kidney, just do it. No matter what. As long as you have bleeds up, you're good. So at this point, we just kidney shot. We can shiv on the kidney. We can use our Kyrian Echo. And then we're just hitting those blue dots right here. So you're just hitting them. Boom. It's not very hard. Again, this is an easy spec. It's very basic. And off your burst, just double bleed. So you don't have to worry about CCing this guy 24/7. At this point, you just bleed him up as well. And you're just using your blades whenever they're stacked. Whenever they're stacked, if you see how fast I get my combo points, it's insane. So you're just able to, constantly get full bleeds on everybody. And then, again, you're just going to kidney shot. So get full blades up. Maybe your healer CCs this guy. So at this point, we have a mini go here. So we kidney, shiv. We can use our macro here. We can use Kingsbane, and we're just pumping. And again, very basic rotation, not very hard. I honestly think I forgot to put my Kyrian in there, but when I bursted, I actually forgot I had the ability, I think. But that's pretty much your rotation. Again, Assassination is very easy. You can mess up your burst and still be perfectly fine. Again, all you're going to be doing is this. Get your bleeds up. Whether it's on both targets or not, usually what I like to do is I like to blind on my burst, so I'm getting that 5 seconds to get all my CDs up before they can, counter it, and that's pretty much it. So, I can preemptively get my Kyrian up, make sure I have my bleeds full, we can blind the healer, kidney shot, Deathmark, shiv, and then we could either Kingsbane, which we don't have, or when we just want to hit those dots. And then again, it's very easy. It's just a very easy spec. I don't know. It's self-explanatory at this point. But again, keep your bleeds up, and you can vanish on your burst. Keep this in mind. Off that kidney shot, if you have 2 vanishes, which I usually wouldn't do it if I have 1, because your vanishes, you're really only cooldown after evasion and cloak, and these go really quick as a sass. So if you're really just wanting to go full, if you're trying to full send it, and you're like, bro, we're gonna lose the game, you can pretty much just do this. Kidney shot, and you can basically just you can just vanish, and you can either shiv then, which I'll show you right now. So I'll wait until I get my rupture up, so get full bleeds here. We can preemptively get our echo. I like to preemptively because it's just a waste of time to push it as a global during the kidney. So we can kidney, we can get our buttons up here, Kingsbane, vanish, and then off that vanish, we're basically gonna garrote. And then we can garrote double times because he's gonna be silenced during this entire rotation while you're bursting him. And then again, hit those blue dots. That's all you got to do. And you'll hit some fat venoms, and as you can see, you'll have this basically just a constant thing doing a big amount of damage. And you'll be hitting. Obviously, there's the target dummies, but you will get big crits if you can get your stuff off and you know what you're doing. And again, not very hard. You're just gonna kidney shot every time you kidney or cheap shot, which I usually don't like to cheap shot. Unless it's in the opener and maybe I'm playing with a healer like a priest or something, and I can cheap shot, and I can then just rupture, and at this point we can just kidney this guy, shiv him. So kidney, use our mini burst, and you're just hitting those blue dots at that point. So again, just hit those blue dots constantly, and you're gonna be doing big. That was an 800k, which would usually be like 600k because this guy has no burst, and you're just keeping bleeds up. And I usually, honestly, if I'm bursting and this guy's like 50% and I know I have damage, or I know, we have extra CC, I just use a Thistle T just to keep going, because, to get that energy. It feels like you have Thistle T every time you do a go anyway, so it's it's not really that relevant to hold all of them. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. But, My dog's literally snoring in the back. I hear her. You guys probably don't hear her, but I do. It's kind of like irritating, but it's okay. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna again. Don't worry about the rotation to a halt. If you can get all your buttons off, as long as you can get Shiv, Kingsbane after your burst, so basically you get your bleeds up, and then you basically do this. It's very simple. It's not hard. So you just basically are gonna kidney shot, Deathmark macro, which pops everything else. Kingsbane, Shiv, and then you're just hitting the blue dots. Or you can Vanish Garrote. So I'll show you the Vanish Garrote here. So Kidney Shot, Deathmark, Kingsbane, Shiv. At this point we do a Venom, we can Vanish, Garrote. We might be able to Garrote the healer, and we can Rupture him too. And at that point this is it. And then as you're bursting, sometimes I even click another Shiv. If he's getting low HP, click another Shiv. You don't have to hold your buttons, because by the time you get Kidney Shot back, your Shiv's going to be back already. Like, you're going to be waiting 2 extra seconds. So you basically just Shiv'd in the opener twice, like back to back, and that's on your CDs, which will definitely get some cooldowns right there. And that's how I kill a lot of people, because it is a lot of cooldowns. If you guys want to see the Deathmark, the Deathstalker build, I will gladly show it. Extra content for me. And then off your cooldowns, ladies and gentlemen, you're off your cooldowns, all you're doing is you're going to click your trinket, so you're just clicking your burst macro. This is not going to click your orc racial or your Deathmark, but it is going to click your your forged gladiator's badge ferocity trinket. It's going to click, you're going to be clicking your Kingsbane and Shiv. So I'll show you right here. So we get bleeds up. This is going to be a mini go. So let's say you have CC on the healer, whether it's a gouge, whether it's a blind. So here I have a blind, so we can blind them. Kidney shot, Shiv, put our burst up, Kingsbane, and we're just hitting those blue dots after this. Keep our Garrote up because it's falling off. And then as you can see, you're aiming for those blue dots because it's going to do a lot of damage. And then again, don't really trip about your Kingsbane. You have so many blue dots and it's such a short cooldown. By the time you have your burst again, you're going to have it up. So just use it on every kidney that you have and you'll be chilling. So, and I don't think there's anything else. I mean, keep your Slice and Dice up whenever you can, because, it's extra attack power, it's whatever. But after that, remember this, before this video ends, I'm trying to give you guys some tips at the end of this video. Make sure you're clicking Shiv. A lot of people don't understand how Shiv works, and they think it's bad. Every single spec has an AoE ability. The moment that AoE ability hits you, you're going to be taking 40% less damage from that area of effect. So that whatever that damage ability is, it could be literally any AoE effect. So it could be Garrote, since it's AoE. If he's running an AoE build, anything that's literally AoE, it will benefit you. So click your feint. I don't care if you got to click it off cooldowns if somebody's attacking you. It's better that you use it non-stop than to not use it. So again, this is like a major cooldown that people don't even use. It's a good cooldown, so use it. Whether they're bursting on you, whether you know they're going to stun you, just click it. Or just click it off CD. Again, it's such a good cooldown that like Blizzard kind of made it in a way that people don't really understand how it works. Because it is I feel like it's designed as a major cooldown, but it's faulty. Because it's not on single target abilities. Which I guess would be kind of broken, but everything's basically AoE, whether that guy's bladesing on you, whether anything. It could be literally anything. It could be a caster doing AoE, any AoE ability. Keep that in mind, and that gives you 40% less extra damage. That's a lot of damage reduction. So what I suggest you guys do is, and I'm going to show you guys the talents, actually, the PvP talents, before we end this, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, bro, you didn't show the PvP talents. So when do you want to use your smoke bomb is a good question a lot of people ask me. Now, let's say you got your bleeds up. Now, I usually smoke bomb depending on where the healer is. So, if the healer's way over here, and I have every cooldown in the opener, I usually will smoke bomb in the opener on the kidney. So, if I can go sap this guy, I get my bleeds up on this guy quick, and at this point, the healer's way back there, I can run over to him, blind him, and then all I'll do is kidney, bomb, and I'll start pumping. That's how you bomb. Now, another case scenario where you bomb is when this guy has no trinket. So this guy has no trinket, the healer's far away, and you don't want to smoke bomb when the healer's right on top of you. So make sure when you're smoke bombing, like if a priest does ultimate penance, that's when you want to kidney smoke bomb. This guy has no trinket, the penance can't go through it, you're chilling. So that's kind of how you're going to use smoke bomb. Maybe I can get in the future, I'll show you guys an example. for these guides. So everything that I'm saying, I'll basically have a recorded video, like basically a clip of everything I'm saying. So basically, my rotation will be in the clip. Everything will be in the clip as I'm saying it, so you guys can kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to say. Because it's kind of hard for you guys probably to understand for a lot of you that like, so what happens if this happens, and it's kind of hard to explain all those situations without being an hour-long video. But I'm trying to think if I missed anything, which is PvP talents. Now you have a few PvP talents you can choose from, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're always going to keep Hemotoxin, you're always going to keep Smoke Bomb, you don't have to worry about changing these. Now the third one, if you're facing something you can disarm, obviously run Disarm. Warriors, usually DKs, it's kind of weird how I'll use it. I like, depending on who I'm playing with, so if I'm playing with a really good healer, I'll run Disarm. If I'm playing with they're having trouble healing me, I'm gonna be running Cloak Bubble because Disarm's not that useful versus DKs, and the reason is all DK damage is bleeds and pets. That's it. Their actual damage abilities are like the 10th in their like in the details. So it's not major at all. So kind of disarming them, it's only useful for just stopping them from hitting you, but their bleeds are taken. So if you're facing DKs or Pharaoh Druids or Assassination Rogues, anything that can bleed you, and you want to be running this. Now, for example, what I like to do versus Assassination and Pharaoh Druids, when they pop every cooldown on me, and they think I'm running Disarm, because Disarm's also really good versus them, I'll literally just cloak all their Deathmark off. And that would be 2 minutes worth of them not being able to do anything. So that's pretty much that. And then, but let's say you're facing a caster, and the cloak bubble is not going to be any useful because your cloak's going to counter their casting anyway. I like to run Control of King or Control as King. Now what this does is it basically cheap shot grants slice and dice for 15 seconds. Kidney shot restores 10 energy per combo point spent. So basically, if you get a full kidney off, you're getting basically non-stop slice and dice, and you're basically getting restored energy. That's insane. So if you're facing a caster as Assassination Rogue, I suggest you run this. This is a very good talent. I don't know why people don't run it. I would suggest you do. If you're facing a caster team, this is what I run. I love it. It feels like I have way more energy, and you're not feeling like you're energy starved 24/7. And you're getting slice and dice permanently because you're going to be kidneying off CD. So that's pretty much that. And I'm going to give you guys one more tip here, or maybe two, depending on what happens. But pretty much all you're going to be doing for your sap, for example, and your cheap shot. So usually when I sap somebody, I'll wait a second, I'll look around, and the moment you see them with this macro, you're just spamming. Just make sure you're looking at them. Don't like be over here and be like, oh, well, I'm trying to sap them and I'm not looking at you. You need to be looking at them. So keep that in mind. And anybody that wants to use the tab target that I'm using, and they're like, bro, where do you do that? I'm gonna show you right now. Where is it? So it's gonna be target nearest enemy player. So this only targets players. So it's not gonna target pets, not totems. So you're not having to worry about, oh, I just targeted a totem. Yeah, no, this is only teammates, and whoever you're looking at, it's gonna basically target. So as you can see, I'm looking at that guy, it's gonna go that guy. If I'm looking at this guy, it's gonna go this guy. It's basically you're looking at them to target, which is you'll get used to it very quick. It's a lot better than trying to get, oh, I gotta use all these macros and it's confusing. There's no point of doing that. If I can guarantee, if you just follow what I'm saying and you actually try to learn, you'll get better. Anybody that I've coached has gotten better. Like there's probably like a dozen people that I've taught that are easily Gladiator level players. Especially that one rogue that I played with. We played Rogue Mage. He went from a 1700 hardsuck rogue, and then he basically got 2100 plus. Pretty much by himself after 2 KCR, which is insane. Because he was a hardsuck 1700 rogue, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, he is playing insane. So just follow this. You don't need to be doing anything fancy. Don't worry about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, anybody that's basically, talking trash is usually having a bad day. I can personally admit that every time I'm talking trash, it's a very bad day. I might be having bad back problems or something like that. So like, don't worry about what other people think. Just do your own thing. Again, I get a lot of people hating on me for a lot of things I do, but I can just keep playing. People are like, bro, this guy's literally tab targeting. As long as it works for you, it shouldn't matter what you do. So don't worry about it. If you're having struggles using your mouse and you're like, bro, there's too many keybinds and I'm confused, just do the tab target. I'm telling you, it'll be a lot easier. If I can get 3,300 in solo shovel, 2,800 CR in threes, 2,650 in twos, and all that good stuff, I guarantee you can do it as well. Again, I'm not doing anything special here. I'm just, it just takes a lot of time. That's all. If you put in the time, you will succeed. That's how it works. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Now I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything, but I might have talked a little bit too long for this video. But I wanted to make sure that this was a kind of, instead of just me just saying the rotation, I wanted to get it through your heads so you guys understand. So again, your opener, Garrote, get your ruptures out if they're stacked, obviously. If they're not stacked, don't worry about it. Now, you're going to be CCing the healer almost immediately. So the moment you have this build right here, wait for your Garrote to come back up, and then you're going to Kenny, because you're going to be vanishing. So as you can see, it's up right now, blind, Kenny shot, Deathmark, Kingsbane, Shiv, Vanish, a Venom, Garrote, E-Venom, Garrote, we can Garrote the healer, and a Venom. At this point, we're re-putting up our bleeds. We can even Shiv again. Why not? Our burst is still up. We're just going to keep pumping. At this point, if the healer tries to cast anything, you can either step him, and then you can step back to this guy. It's just, that's basically all it is. After that, keep your bleeds up, Kidney off CD, and your mini go is going to be your Trinket, your Badge, your Kingsbane, your Shiv, and I usually don't use a Vanish on the secondary go. Only Vanish on your big Deathmark go, or defensively. Do not get cocky and use double Vanish in the opener because you think you're going to kill him. You're going to die immediately without Vanish, I'm telling you. So, you're using your Kyrian, Badge, Kingsbane, Shiv, Kidney, and that's basically your secondary go. You can even use Thistle, which is usually what happens when you click your macro, because I use my macro every time. So again, these are going to come up at the same time. So we have our bleeds up here. Our guy can go CC the healer. At this point, Kidney, use our burst. We can Kyrian, we can Kingsbane, Shiv, a Venom. At this point, we're just pumping. And again, you can use your Echo before or as you're doing your go. It really doesn't matter, but just make sure you have it up before you start popping Venoms, because those blue marks are going to do a lot of damage. So, if you guys have any questions, I am glad to answer them. Obviously, if you're commenting on a video a long time ago, whether it's a week or so, I usually might see it, but just comment on the newer videos, because I look at them for a few days, and then I go into the next video, because I can't really keep up with a lot of your guys' comments, because sometimes there's 60 plus comments in there, maybe even 80, and a lot of them are really long ones that I try to explain, but it's not easy work. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking to personally text me, I have my Discord down below, Xvic, or you can join my community. I usually respond in there as well. Now the community's kind of iffy, but if you're looking to basically get into my personal, I have it down below. If you have any questions, a lot of people will ask me questions, or the build, or my armory, all that good stuff. It'll be down in the description. I wouldn't necessarily copy my armory, but I would copy the build. Now I will have both builds in there. I'll have Naj, Deathstalker build. I'll have Naj's armory, so you can just copy his gear, because his is going to be the best gear that you can get, because he literally spends all of his he spends all the time in the world off his stream just looking at those percentages. So I'm telling you, you got mad respect for people like that, but that is just cringe. But you gotta respect it. I respect it. If you're grinding, you're grinding. I appreciate it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I'm not missing anything, but if I am, or if there's something wrong, you guys can let me know, and I'll fix it in the next video. Sometimes I even do the rotation wrong myself. Sometimes I'll literally click Shiv, Kingsbane, Echo, Garrote. Like, sometimes you can mess up your build. As long as you have your bleeds up, and you're clicking those Venoms on your Kyrian, and you're, you don't even have to click Vanish on your go, but I like vanishing right before the kidney ends, and I like Garrote silencing them. Even if it's DR'd, you're going to get that damage buff, and it's still silencing them for an extra 2 seconds. So, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.